My son's christening was fully planned, church, catering, guest list, and my name wasn't on a single message. 3 days before, my sister-in-law accidentally sent me a screenshot of the family planning chat. The church was booked. The reception hall was booked. The catering was arranged. 40 messages had already been exchanged. My husband's mother had planned everything. There was only one problem. My name wasn't in the group. My name is Danielle, I'm 31. I found out my mother-in-law had planned my son's entire christening without me, from a screenshot I wasn't even supposed to see. I didn't call anyone. I didn't start an argument. I just started making my own plans. Quick one, if you're new here, hit subscribe. This channel posts a new story every day. And tell me, has anyone ever made a decision about your own family without asking you first? Drop a yes or no in the comments. I'm curious how common this actually is. Okay, back to it. My husband Mark's mother, Denise, had run every family event since before I met him. Christenings, holidays, birthdays, everything went through her. It worked fine when it was her house, her guest list, and her rules. It stopped working the day she decided that applied to my son too. I understood some of why she held on so tightly. Denise had raised 3 children almost entirely alone after her husband left when Mark was 9. Every birthday, every Christmas, every school event, every family tradition, she had built it all from nothing while everyone around her assumed a man would eventually show up to help. Being the person who handled everything wasn't just a habit for her. It was proof that she had survived. It was proof that she had done it right. I understood that. But understanding why someone behaves a certain way doesn't make it hurt less when they erase you. I found out through a screenshot my sister-in-law accidentally sent me. The group chat was titled Christening Plans. It was already 40 messages deep. The church had been booked. The reception hall had been reserved. The caterer had been chosen. There were discussions about flowers, seating, clothes, and who would hold my son during photographs. My name wasn't in the thread. Mark's name wasn't technically in it either, but Denise had been sending him private updates to keep things simple. I asked Mark if he knew I had been left out. He looked genuinely uncomfortable. He admitted his mother had been sending him occasional updates, but he had never once checked whether I was included. I thought you were just quiet in the group, he said. I stared at him. You thought your mother was planning our son's christening, and you never checked whether his mother was part of the conversation. He didn't have an answer. He kept saying he assumed I knew. I told him assuming was exactly how I had been erased. My first instinct was to call Denise immediately and say something I couldn't take back. I actually dialed half of her number before I stopped. Part of me wanted the confrontation. I wanted her to feel exactly how small she had made me feel. But I didn't want the story of my son's christening to begin with me screaming into a phone. So I did something else. I called the church directly. I asked who was listed as the parents on the baptismal registration. The woman in the office checked. Mark and I were listed. Legally and officially, we had to be present. No matter who booked the church. No matter who arranged the flowers. No matter who controlled the group chat. The ceremony could not happen without us. That was all I needed to know. The morning of the christening, I got ready like everyone else. I wore the dress I had chosen weeks earlier. I dressed my son in the outfit I had picked for him. Mark drove us. Denise had not sent me a single detail. No start time. No dress code. No seating arrangement. Nothing. I had pieced everything together from the screenshot. We arrived 20 minutes before the ceremony. The church was already half full. Denise was near the front, arranging programs and speaking to the priest like she had planned the entire day alone. Then she saw us. Her face changed. First surprise. Then calculation. It was as if she was deciding, in real time, how to react without letting the room know anything was wrong. "I didn't realize you'd made it," she said loudly enough for the people in the nearby pews to hear. I looked at her. "We didn't make it," I said calmly. "We came with our son, we're his parents." Before she could answer, the priest walked over. I had spoken to him on the phone 2 days earlier. He greeted Mark and me warmly by name. Then he asked whether we were ready to bring our son to the baptismal font. Denise's expression shifted again. She had not expected the priest to already know exactly who we were. The ceremony went ahead normally. My son didn't cry. Everyone stood, smiled, and clapped at the right moments. From the outside, nothing looked wrong. That almost made it stranger. The whole room saw a beautiful family ceremony. Only a few of us knew that the child's own mother had been expected to discover the details by accident. Afterward, we went to the reception hall Denise had booked. It was the first time Mark and I had seen the inside of it. Near the coat check, Denise pulled me aside. "I thought I was helping," she said. "You seemed overwhelmed after the birth, so I just took care of everything." I looked at her. Overwhelmed isn't the same as absent. She went quiet. I told her I might have agreed with most of her choices. I might even have thanked her for handling so much. But I should have been asked. I should have been part of the conversation. She didn't fully apologize. Instead, she said she would think about that. From Denise, that was probably the closest thing to an admission I was ever going to get. Things haven't gone back to simple. Denise still likes to plan things her way. She still assumes she knows what everyone needs before they tell her. But now she asks. Usually it's a text a week ahead saying, "Does this work for you too?" Sometimes the plan is already mostly decided. Sometimes nothing changes even after I answer. But at least I am no longer expected to find out through someone else's screenshot. Mark and I talk more openly now too. We talk about which parts of his family's habits we are willing to keep, and which ones end with us. That conversation is still ongoing. I don't think it has a finish line. I never got the apology I wanted, but I got a church that called my son by his real parents' names, mine included, while a group chat 40 messages deep never did. Some victories don't come with confetti. They just come with your name, finally, where it should have been all along. Was showing up quietly enough? Or should I have confronted her the moment I saw that screenshot? I still go back and forth on that. Tell me what you think. And if this story meant something to you, subscribe. I post a new one every day.